There is a strange thing that happens with revolvers. A shooter buys one thinking it will last for a few years. Because when someone says, "I will never need to replace this," they are not necessarily talking about an indestructible firearm. They are talking about a design that has already proven itself, and most importantly, a gun that its owner actually enjoys shooting. So today, we are looking at 7 revolvers that have the potential to become exactly that kind of firearm. Not because they are perfect, they are not, but because their designs have something that is becoming increasingly rare. Number 7. Smith & Wesson Model 10. If you want to understand what a lifetime revolver looks like, start here. The Model 10 traces its roots to 1899. Smith & Wesson says more than 6 million have been produced, and the design has remained in continuous production for more than a century. Think about that for a moment. The average firearm trend lasts nowhere near that long. The Model 10 survived changing ammunition preferences, changing police equipment, changing manufacturing technology, and generations of shooters. It became successful because it was straightforward. A steel frame, a traditional double-action mechanism, a practical cartridge, and a design that was easy for armorers and shooters to understand. What I find interesting is how often older shooters still talk about these revolvers. They are not describing a forgotten antique. They are describing a familiar tool, and that familiarity has value. When a design has been around for more than a century, there is an enormous amount of knowledge surrounding it. That is exactly what you want from a lifetime firearm. Number 6. Ruger GP100. The GP100 takes a completely different approach. Where the Model 10 represents traditional Smith & Wesson design, the GP100 represents Ruger's philosophy of building a robust, modern revolver. The GP100 is known for its substantial frame and triple-locking cylinder system. Ruger also designed the platform around practical maintenance, with major components designed to be removed without a large collection of specialized tools. That matters for long-term ownership, because a firearm does not become a lifetime gun simply because its steel is strong. It needs to remain serviceable. And that is one reason the GP100 has developed such a loyal following. It is not the smallest revolver, it is not the lightest, and it is not trying to be. The GP100 feels like a revolver designed to spend decades at the range, and that is exactly why many owners keep coming back to it. Number 5. Smith & Wesson Model 686. The 686 represents another important idea. A lifetime revolver does not have to be old. It simply needs a design strong enough to remain relevant. The 686 is built on Smith & Wesson's L-frame, developed as a larger and stronger platform than the company's traditional K-frame. That makes the 686 particularly interesting to shooters who want a substantial revolver for regular range use. And there is another reason this model has stayed relevant. The 686 never became dependent on one particular trend. It can be appreciated by someone who loves traditional revolvers. It can also appeal to a modern shooter who wants a durable, refined platform. That flexibility is important, because a revolver you keep for 30 years will probably outlive several shooting trends. The question is whether the design can survive those trends. The 686 has already demonstrated that it can. Number 4. Ruger SP101. Now we get to something smaller. The SP101 is interesting because it shows that a revolver does not have to be enormous to have long-term appeal. It is compact, but Ruger built it around a solid steel construction. That gives it a noticeably substantial feel. And that is exactly what many owners appreciate. Lightweight firearms can be convenient, but when the goal is a revolver that gets shot regularly for decades, durability and shooting comfort can become more important than saving every ounce. The SP101 also has a strong advantage in familiarity. It is simple, it feels mechanical, and the basic controls do not require the shooter to learn a completely different system every few years. That may sound boring, but boring is sometimes exactly what you want from a lifetime firearm. You do not want to relearn the gun because the manufacturer redesigned everything. You want the same basic platform to remain familiar. Number 3. Colt Python. Now we reach one of the most recognizable revolver names ever produced. The original Colt Python was introduced in 1955, and Colt's own history describes it as one of the company's most highly regarded production revolvers. But here is what makes the Python particularly interesting. Colt brought the Python back in 2020 using modern design and manufacturing techniques. That tells us something important. A truly influential revolver can disappear for decades and still have enough demand to justify a modern return. The Python is also a perfect example of why some revolvers become more than equipment. They become part of shooting culture. People recognize the profile, they recognize the name, and experienced shooters often appreciate the combination of traditional revolver character and refined handling. Of course, the Python is expensive. Not everyone needs one. But that is not the question. The question is whether an owner could realistically keep one for decades without feeling that it has become obsolete. The answer is clearly yes. Number 2. Smith & Wesson Model 29. The Model 29 is one of the most famous revolvers in American history. Its reputation was built around the .44 Magnum, a cartridge Smith & Wesson introduced with the Model 29 in 1955. But the interesting part is not the movie fame. It is the longevity. The Model 29 became associated with hunting, sport shooting, collecting, and American revolver history. That gives it something many modern firearms simply do not have. A cultural identity that has survived generations. And when you buy a revolver that has already been relevant for decades, you are not betting entirely on the future. You are buying into an established platform. The Model 29 is obviously not the right revolver for every shooter. Its size and power make it a very different proposition from a compact .38. But for someone who specifically wants a large-frame Magnum revolver, the Model 29 remains one of the names that continues to matter. And now we reach number 1. Number 1. The Smith & Wesson Model 60. This might seem like an unusual choice after discussing the GP100, 686, Python, and Model 29. But hear me out. The Model 60 represents something extremely important: adaptability. Smith & Wesson introduced the Model 60 in 1965 as its first stainless steel handgun. That stainless construction helped demonstrate how revolver design could evolve without abandoning the basic platform. And the Model 60 has remained part of the company's revolver story for decades. That is what makes it interesting as a lifetime purchase. It is compact, it is traditional, it is mechanically familiar, and it belongs to a revolver family that has remained relevant through enormous changes in the handgun market. The Model 60 proves that longevity does not always come from making the biggest or strongest revolver. Sometimes it comes from getting the fundamentals right. So let's step back. What do these 7 revolvers actually have in common? But there is something even more important. Because think about the gun you bought 20 years ago. Does it feel outdated today? Or does it still do exactly what you bought it to do? That is the real test. So now I want to hear from you. If you could own only one revolver for the next 30 years, which one would you choose? What model is it? And what has kept you from replacing it? Because sometimes the best proof that a firearm is built to last is not a marketing claim. It is an owner who bought it decades ago and still has no reason to look for another one.